What's up guys, this is Jaden for Teammate JJ. Welcome to the channel. And I know it's been a while guys, I had to handle some personal stuff, but now we're going to be uploading more than ever. You guys been asking for a combo video from the Heroes deck for a while now, and I promised you guys I would get it to you, and here it is. Heroes have actually been doing pretty well even in the TCG, actually getting some wins in here and there in some tournaments because of the whole Dark Angel combo where you stop your opponents from using any spell cards. And even though Heroes pretty much a deck that the flow of the deck actually changes a lot and you would have to react to what your opponent is doing, or there's so many different ways for you to build your end board. So it's not like I could just give you standard combos, but I will definitely show you guys the basics of the deck. First, we can start off with a basic combo here. Let's say you draw completely dead. You only have the Fusion Destiny pretty much at this point, and we do have a Mass Chain. That's actually going to help us with the Dark Lore. But let's say if your hand starts like this and you don't really have much of a play, there's still so much you can do with just Fusion Destiny. So we're going to start off with Fusion Destiny. Of course, we're going to be dumping Malicious and Denier because these two pretty much just make you destroy your Phoenix. But because Denier and Malicious work so well together, there's still ways you can end on a pretty good board and actually summon your Dark Angel on just this. So we're going to get the Denier and the Malicious. We're going to use the ability of Denier to, of course, put the Malicious that we removed from play back to our deck. This way we can go into Cross Crusader. And with Cross Crusader's ability, we could bring back the Malicious. Of course, use his second ability to tribute the Malicious. This way we get our Dark Angel. And now we could use our Mass Chain. Don't forget, guys, this part is actually very important. You can actually pop your Mass Chain together with your Phoenix. That way you don't actually have to get rid of both of your monsters in order to use this combo. So don't forget, you can actually chain because it doesn't negate the card, of course, it just destroys the card. This way we can get rid of the Crusader, summon a Dark Law, and then of course use Phoenix Enforcer so he could return to our field next turn, give your opponent the Dark Angel, and we still have the Call by a Grave in our hand. So now we can pass it to our opponent, and even with this we have two mobs. Don't forget to put them in defense so they can't just crash the Dark Angel. Our opponent plays a magic card. It's so sweet when they actually don't read what she does. At this point, we could play Maxi because we know he's going into a Zodiac combo. This part isn't really important. It was actually much more the combo that I'm showing you guys, so I'm going to speed it up a bit. He's going to go into his Zodiac. This time, we could just pop it, and that's pretty much game. Our opponent probably won't have any moves left at this point. So he goes into Anaconda, but as you guys know, he can't really do anything with it anymore, and the game is over. Alright, let's get into our second combo. Now this one's actually going to be way more complex, pretty much because we drew the nuts. I mean, we have a Hero Live, we have Malicious together with Faris already in our hand, and we have the Fusion Destiny, which is actually important because I can show you guys also the way to combo off, let's say if you don't have the Fusion Destiny, that you can still end on a pretty cool board with the Dark Angel. But in this case, we pretty much drew the nuts. There's literally almost nothing we can do here. So we're going to start off with a Hero Live, we're going to get Stratos, and at this point you can pretty much choose what you want because usually you'll be looking for Malicious, but this time we're going to go to Liquid Soldier, so we can use Faris' ability to toss the Malicious. Of course, use Faris to get the increase. Increase will then of course tribute the Faris, and we could then get Vion. Vion will of course then show Shadow Myth. This time it's actually important because we pretty much already have everything here. We don't use the ability of Shadow Myth to add like Liquid Soldier, which you usually would add to your hand. In this case, we just leave it because we can still normal summon Liquid Soldier and get the Shadow Myth back to our side of the field. So we're going to remove the Faris to use Vion's ability to get Polymerization. At this point we can go into Cross Crusader, and then with Cross Crusader we'll be able to bring back the Malicious, and as you guys know, you can then of course tribute the Malicious to get Dark Angel. So now we have the Dark Angel. We're going to summon our Liquid Soldier to bring back our Shadow Mist, and this is pretty much because we want Mass Change. We pretty much already drew the nuts anyway, and we still have the Fusion Destiny if we want our Denier, so we're going to get rid of the Malicious. So to summon another Malicious, this way we can go into Sunrise. We are going to summon Sunrise in defense mode. This is for later for the Dark Angel, so we can't crash it. Don't forget guys, now we can go into our Miracle Fusion, and we could also summon Absolute Zero. I am going to overly extend here. I just want to show you guys what the deck can do. At this point we could go into Wonder Driver because you definitely do want to return your Mass Change or your Polymerization. We have our Mass Hero Dark Law as well with the Shadow Myth, and now we can actually Fusion Destiny, tossing the Denier, and in this case we'll just toss, let's say, Plasma. It really doesn't matter at this point because we already have enough Destiny Heroes in our grave for the Dark Angel. Because we summoned it on the Wonder Driver, we can return our Mass Change, use Dark Angel's ability, and just look at this board. We have Absolute Zero, we have Dark Law, we have Phoenix Enforcer, we have Sunrise, and of course we have the Wonder Driver. Now think about it, if he would try to switch this and attack into the Wonder Driver, you can of course use the Phoenix Enforcer to pop it and get rid of our own Wonder Driver. That way he wouldn't be able to crash it in. So our opponent's gonna start off using a trap, and at this point we don't want him to change to, you know, get rid of the Dark Angel by linking it off, so we're gonna immediately pop, and our opponent's gonna just surrender at this point. And think about all the combos we still have. We still actually have a built-in let's say Raigeki and Harpy's Feather Duster because of the mass change, of course, with Absolute Zero. So our opponent really can't do anything here. Even if he tried to build a press on monsters, we could get rid of the board. If he tried to end back row, we could go into acid. There's literally nothing they can pretty much do when you draw the nuts. Alright guys, let's get into the third and final combo, and like I promised, we're gonna show you guys how to summon not only just a Dark Angel, but also Phoenix Enforcer and some more backup, just to end on a pretty good board with just a few cards. So we actually do have a pretty good hand here because we have the Malicious, the Ferris, and the Stratus. I won't be using the Mass Change because I want to show you guys how it actually works without it. But any of these two cards can pretty much just end on the combo. So you can have like Stratus and Malicious, or of course Stratus and Ferris, and you can pretty much end on full combo. So ignore the fact that we actually drew all three of them here. So we could start off with Stratos. We'll be going straight into our Deny here because, like I said, we pretty much already have some of the cards. And we're going to, of course, use Ferris' ability to off Malicious. You guys know how this works. Increase, so I'll speed it up a little bit. Increase will get Fion. Fion will toss Shadow Mist, and this time we will be using our ability of Shadow Mist to add Liquid Soldier our hand. That's just because we already had the Malicious to this point, so we can just get Liquid Soldier instead of the Malicious, so we can make the combo a little bit longer. So at this point here, we can go into Cross Crusader, which is, you know, pretty much the MVP of the deck. And Cross Crusader will then be bringing back the Malicious. Of course, we'll get rid of the Malicious to add the Dark Angel to our hand. So now we can, of course, bring Malicious out, and we'll use Polymerization at this point. Future Malicious and Denier together to get the Phoenix Enforcer. At this point, we could go into Wonder Driver. Don't forget, guys, abuse Wonder Driver. Wonder Driver is such a good hero card. I know some people don't play it. I really don't get it because at this point, we could have mass changed and going to Dark Claw, but I already showed you guys that one, so you just want to do something different here. But we can also return our Polymerization at this point, to even though we already have the Solid Soldier, we might as well, the Liquid Soldier, sorry, we just might as well draw some extra cards and do some wacky stuff with the deck. So Deny is going to come back, it's going to return Polymerization to us, and of course add the Banished Malicious back to the top of your deck. This way you can use the Malicious and once again return them. So now we're going to fuse the Malicious and the Liquid together to be able to draw some more cards. Don't forget, guys, Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, always get the Miracle Fusion out of your deck before you draw, because there is a possibility you draw into it. So we draw some pretty good cards. It's always good to have Honest Neos in our hand because it just helps with the defense of the deck. So at this point, you can use Enforcer to pop, of course, the Denier and himself, assuring that you have 3 Destiny heroes, and that way you can use the Dark Angel and give it to your opponent. Of course, Phoenix Enforcer returns, and the rest I'll just leave speed up. Our opponent's going to attempt to try to fight back, but we also have Ash Blossom still in their hand. There's not much our opponent can do anymore. He has no access to magic card. We're going to pop this, and that's once again so our opponent will link off. He can add the spell to his hand still, but it doesn't matter because he can't play it. He's going to play a mob in attack mode, and this is pretty much just him surrendering. At this point, we'll just Miracle Fusion, and this is pretty much just for the extra damage at this point. We're going to attack, use Honest Neos, and that's going to just be game. Alright guys, so this is the deck list. Remember guys, if you have any questions about the deck, some other combos, or some things that you think maybe even I missed, you can always just leave them in the comment section so we can all grow and get better at Yu-Gi-Oh! Together. So, of course, Dark Angel, this is pretty much the MVP of the deck, so the reason why we're doing this whole showcase and why heroes are still actually viable at this point. It's just such a good card. You have to play pretty much in any hero deck that is in a super poly build at this moment. Double Maxi. Of course, 1 increase. You can play 2, but I really think 1 is more than enough. I played 2 before and I've been testing 1, and it actually it doesn't even come up that much that you draw it, and if you do draw it, there's so many ways to just still combo off as a hero player. So 1 is more than enough. Triple Ash, 1 Denier, double Stratos, double Fion, double Shadow Mist, just the 1 Liquid. 3 Ferris because, yeah, Ferris is just broken. Pretty much if you draw this with any hero card in the beginning of the duel, you can just combo off and do so many crazy stuff. Double Malicious because, yeah, of course, you only can play 2. Playing 3 would just be broken. I think then everybody would play hero and it would be tier 1. 1 Honest Neros. Plasma, of course, I still love Plasma. Wins games so much times. I don't understand how people don't play it. It's just such a cool card, and it's just also such a fun card to play. 1 Poly. 1 Rhoda, 1 Miracle Fusion, triple Hero Live, just busted card, and the fact that you can play this more than once, so it's just crazy. Double Fusion Destiny, of course, because now it's limited to 2. Triple Mass Change, one of the best cards in the deck. I'm playing 2 Call by the Graves at this point. Some people play 1 and also Foolish Burial. The Foolish Burial is also very good in the deck, so you can definitely consider playing it to like dump your Militia so you Shadow Mist or whatever. Triple Forbidden Droplets, I've been thinking about cutting this to 2, but when you're playing against like cards like decks like Soul Sword and stuff like that, just having this pretty much just wins you the duel, because you could go into like Trinity after and just blow out your opponent. 2 Infinite, of course, 2 Dark Law, the 1 Hero Blast, 1 Dangerous, Sunrise, of course Absolute Zero, Trinity, who is just a beast, Hero Acid, of course, and then of course the Escurido or whatever, however you pronounce it. I'm not really even sure, but it comes up a lot with the Miracle Fusion because we're also running of course the Wonder Driver to bring back stuff like Miracle Fusion. Of course, one of the best cards in Yu-Gi-Oh at the moment, Destiny Hero Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer, is just so busted. Of course, Cross Crusader, still running the Pedal Plant for the Anaconda. Of course, it's not banned in Master Duel, so you might as well just use it to take advantage of it. And of course, the Dread Decimator. Alright guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. Please feel free to leave in the comment section below if you enjoyed this type of video where I go over the combos instead of just showing you guys some of the more challenging duels. Those videos will also be coming soon, taking on some of the meta decks such as the Soul Swords and stuff like that. And I'll really appreciate if you guys leave me feedback about what you think and which videos you prefer. My name is Jaden for Team AJJ. Thank you for watching.